All right, so it is, what is it? It's January the 10th. And I didn't get a video out the last couple of days, but not for lack of actually making some steps and some progress towards things. I spent some time yesterday getting my website together for my drop shipping deal. And I had a bit of an aha moment today. What if I'm ever interviewed by John Lee Dumas as an up-and-coming entrepreneur? I hope that I can say that my aha moment was today when I walked around dropping off my apartments in the retirement community, and I was just thinking about how I wanted to be able to give something to my son when he was like 18 years old, and actually I kind of wanted when he was 16. And there was like, I wanted to give him this business, or at that time it was real estate. I just wanted to like be able to give him something. And the aha moment that I had today was I should invite him to build with me. So if that's something that he's open to, I'm going to put it in front of him to come into that with me, because one of the problems that I'm having running day and night is not being able to get, not having the time to do stuff. And then when you're doing it, it's really kind of foreign, some of the stuff. I mean, I just have not been on Facebook and all of that kind of stuff. And so I think it would be helpful for us in our relationship. It would be great if I could give him a business or some legacy or something. But since I don't have it to give, why not build it together, and that's the legacy? You know what I mean? So there you have it. That is what's up. That's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, back to what I was able to get done yesterday. I know the last couple of days. I did not. I've been doing all right on taking my medicine, but I really got to start measuring my blood sugar and my blood pressure, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but that's all based on that's, well, think of it like the business, right? It's you can't just put your head down and keep going. You got to put your head up every once in a while and look to see that you're like going the right direction, because maybe taking your medicine, and this is what I already know I'm gonna find, right, is that taking your medicine and not eating right, sleeping right, does not equal the success you want. So it's not going to be low. I already know that. And I just gotta like stop being afraid to look at that. And just go with that. Yeah. But I feel like I am back on track. I got to spend a little time with a buddy of mine yesterday also, and started trying to explain to him, and this is something else that's like been kicking in my head about all of the stuff that I want to do, right? But is like everybody's talking about this Bitcoin, and nobody knows exactly what it is except the eggheads who know what it is. And I'm half an egghead, or at least I understand egghead sometimes. So I'm going to try and understand it and then bring it back to we the people. Because, again, that's part of the whole thing that we're missing out on. And this is what I was talking with my buddy about, is how, the middle-aged, the folks who, the lower class, whatever you want to call it. There's just a lot of us that are not aware of all this stuff that's going on, because it's happening fast and it's techy, and I'm worried that if you don't know, you won't be able to keep up with it, you know. And that's why I want to be able to help people do, help myself do, and definitely, like, back to the micro center, to the community, for the community, you know, to be able to do, you know, communities that don't have as much opportunities and just an environment, that don't have the environment that I'm blessed to be in and around and have. So just a pocket of that, like a little oasis, like a little oasis center where you can come in and, you know, just got to figure out how to make that happen. And that's another one of those things to be progressing on as I move forward. I'm going to spend a little bit of time dumping a bunch of these videos onto YouTube, I think, today. And I just figured I'm going to just dump them without descriptions and all of that jazz, and I'll come back to that. And if anybody ever listens to them, great. If they don't, I will feel good knowing they're out there, and just start to build the catalog of stuff that I want to do, and make that a reality. And if I can make that a reality, then maybe I can continue to make the other things a reality, and build on, you know. I was listening to Dr. Cabral the other day, and he was talking about something else, but I thought about an earlier deal where he had spoken a couple of, it's probably been a month and a half ago now, but he talked about something called the victory board, which, if you're familiar with the vision board, which is, so a vision board, and I think this is kind of funny because I just did not get it when I first heard about it, because I got to work early one day, and another manager was there, and she was in her office, and I stopped by, and we were talking and drinking a cup of coffee or whatever, and I mentioned like a cool collage she had up on her wall, and she said, yeah, that's my vision board. And it was like things that she wanted to do and become, or whatever, you know, accomplish, achieve. And so there were like all these little representations on this board, and that was there to remind her of what her goals and visions were, right? And so I was like, that's pretty cool. And so I just totally didn't get it, because I said to her, could you make me one of those? And that's totally not the point. You got to make your own vision. But this victory board, which is something I'm like creating in my mind, and probably would be good to have in at least some sort of physical representation, but is to pin the victories that you've had, because it's real easy to beat yourself up about, here it is, the 9th and the 10th, and you haven't done this and that, and all of that kind of stuff. But there are things that you've done. And so I guess this is my victory board, right? Like, this is my moment to go ahead and stake that in there and say, okay, I have made some progress towards the things that I'm trying to do. And as I make more, the victories will be bigger and the progress will be more. So that's you know, it's about keeping that motivation and not succumbing to the pullback that you get, or that I get, when things start, when you run into a little resistance, and it's so easy to just, you know, give up, because it's so easy to just do what you've been doing, but you know that's not going to work, and you know that's not going to accomplish what you're hoping to accomplish. So once again, you got to keep going and keep on pushing. And it's just like I said in that other video, like getting those papers in there, you got to just keep pushing that thing into this life of yours until you make it fit. And part of that is sticking your head up and looking and going, okay, I have accomplished a thing or two. The bucket's not as full as it was, and I still got a ways to go, but hey, I'm not flat-footed, you know. We are making some progress. So let's keep making progress. Michael T.